Media and brought to you by www.15rounds.com, the worldwide leader in boxing news. Also, Abrams Boxing PR Media and Broadcasting, the industry standard for boxing media relations and play-by-play broadcasting. Also, check out www.abramsboxing.com, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, as well as M. Abrams Boxing on Twitter and Marc Abrams Boxing on Instagram. Hey, boxing fans out there, Marc Abrams here with our first Abrams Boxing show of the new year. Not much going on. This Saturday night, I will be in Washington, D.C. to watch Gervonta Tank Davis defend the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World when he takes on Hector Luis Garcia. Davis, I expect knockout, maybe round 7, round 8. Also on Saturday night, we'll also see my man Jaron the Boots Ennis fight Karan Chakadzian for the interim IBF welterweight title. Expect a knockout within 6 rounds by Ennis. Also, Rashidi Ellis takes on Roman Villa in a welterweight bout. And also, Demetrius Andrade takes on Damon Nicholson. That will be part of the Showtime pay-per-view from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Also, watch the fight live on pay-per-view, actually ppv.com. That's ppv.com for this great pay-per-view. First big fight card of the year live on Showtime pay-per-view. One of the fighters that will be appearing before the TV cameras roll is lightweight contender Anthony Peterson, and I had an impassioned interview with him earlier this week, and this is how it went. Back in the ring on January 7th in his hometown of Washington, D.C. He's part of the non-televised undercard. Gervonta Davis take on Hector Luis Garcia. Anthony, what's happening?
What's going on with you, man? Everything is good?
Doing good, doing good. So you're getting back in the ring, first big card of the year in Washington, D.C. So how's everything feeling, a couple weeks out?
Oh, it's perfect, man. Training camp been going great, of course. And I'm glad to have my brother Lamont Peterson alongside with me. He's coming back to the ring as well, and he's going to be performing January 7th in DC as well. So that's going to be something nice.
You take one look at your record. You just one loss. That was 10 years ago against Brandon Rios. How come, again, fighting a non-televised bout, how come we haven't gotten you back in one of these big fights? It seems like you should be knocking on the door of something.
If I get $1 for us every time somebody say that, I'll be a billionaire. But yeah, it's a lot with boxing, man. It's a lot, of course. Bad management, a variety of things, injuries, a variety of things that kept me doing for the things I love to do. But my thing is my resiliency. I never quit. I never shied away from boxing or got a side job or, contemplated on being anywhere else. Of course, I do modeling and acting because that's my first love. You know what I mean? But boxing right now definitely pays the bills. And it's my vent, how I it's like my therapy, you know what I mean? And definitely I'm looking forward to get back in the ring January 7th and letting people know 2023, this will be my year for sure.
You mentioned, you're involved with other things, the modeling, the acting, and you mentioned boxing is what pays the bills. Is the lightweight championship of the world, is it still the end goal for you?
Yeah, at 142. You know what I mean?
At 142, okay.
140, you know what I mean? Either or, however it come. So I'm definitely excited about, being partners with Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky, not the rapper, the real Rick Ross. You know what I mean? And we doing great business and everything working itself out the way it's supposed to be.
You're fighting on the Gervonta Davis card, big card in your hometown. What's that going to be like, fighting in the big arena on January 7th?
It's going to be like June 11th of 2005 when Mike Tyson fought at the MTI Center. I was on that card. And it was hard to explain, man. It's one of those events where you had to be there. And back then there wasn't no camera phones and stuff like that. and social media wasn't out, of course. But I feel like this event, January the 7th at the Capital One Arena, is definitely going to be a night to remember.
As of I know the recording of this interview, you've had a couple of opponents fell through. So right now you're fighting the old TBA at this point, correct?
Yeah, that's been the story of my life. You know what I mean? Like, even like I said, even when I was signed with big promoters and undefeated and stuff like that, this is not new. You know what I mean? Like, everybody be like, well, what happened to your career? Like, how come you fighting on these undercards? Like, this happened before I took a loss. I was 29-0 with 19 knockouts. I was with Top Rank, signed with Top Rank, and they had me in Texas, 2010, March 11th. They had me perform at a casino arena, whatever we was, and nobody was there. I was the first fight. I was literally the first fight, and I was the first fight in the ring with my opponent. They're about to ring the bell. They never rung the bell. They never rung the bell. So we sitting there for like 3 minutes. Wait, like, why the bell not ringing? Nobody's there. The doctor wasn't even there, bruh. The doctor wasn't even there. So we had to go in the back and wait. And of course, at this time, my hands are getting numb. So as soon as I'm like, look, take these things off me, man. I'm done with this. The doctor came back. They said, the doctor's here. Bring him out. And I fought. That is unbelievable to me that nobody said nothing about that situation. And then, like I said, when the Brandon Rios thing was presented to me, this was after the fact that I retired from boxing, because the next day after this March 11th situation that I just alluded to, 2010 in Texas, the next day I went to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium to watch Manny Pacquiao fight Joshua Clottey. They put up on a big screen that I will be fighting for the WBC championship against Humberto Soto at the Yankee Stadium on a Miguel Cotto's undercard. It was a co-main event. And I think nobody's fought in the Yankee Stadium since 1973. Ali and Frazier, something like that.
Ali and Ken Norton.
Ali and Ken Norton, right?
And then Cotto fought Yuri Foreman.
Yeah, Yuri Foreman, me for them, and I supposed to have been on that card. And I had 12 weeks to prepare. The day that I was informed that I will be performing for the championship, the WBC, the green belt, I was 30-0, 25 years old with 20 knockouts, signed with a major promotion, Top Rank. Did you know that I didn't get no step aside money? I didn't even get a phone call to say I'm not fighting for the championship. They just took it off BoxRec. They just like, fuck Anthony Peterson. Like, whatever. Like, do something about it. And I'm like, wow. And my handler, which was Barry Hunt at the time, who relayed the message to me with no remorse. This is almost like a joke. Like, and matter of fact, he didn't tell me. He had my brother tell me, because I came to the gym all intense. Like, who I'm sparring today? I'm like, I want different sparring partners moving. I was traumatized off that the Floyd stories. Floyd got different sparring partners moving in and out, and woo. So, hey, you know, like I said, I mean, it's a lot that went on with my career that people are oblivious to, and a lot of people want to know. More than enough people want to know. Like, man, like, bro, you was on fire. Like, what the hell happened? That's like a Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis coming out, and you just don't see him again. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable to me. But like I said, back then it wasn't social media. It wasn't about likes and views. If you're not on ESPN, you're not on Versus, Showtime, HBO, you're really not doing nothing. You know what I mean? But now with you got the likes and views, social media, you can blow a fighter up overnight, just like that. You know what I mean? And it's been hell, man. It's been hell. Trying to get fights, trying to sing my way in to get not a championship, but just a fight. And the most frustrating thing to me is I had to sit in my gym, which I called a jail cell, because I had to sit in my gym at the Headbangers Gym for like 8 years straight and watch guys that I toyed with in sparring go fight for championship fights that's not even from my gym or from my hometown. That shit will put you in a mental state where you go Kurt Cobain style. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, like, What am I doing wrong? I mean, I'm in shape. I'm always on point. I'm always in the gym. Some guys will come to the gym and leave and show disloyalty and leave without even telling people. And then they get the pass to come back and get treated like kings. When I'm here the whole time, every time Coach Burry did a head count and looked back at his army, he never had to look for me. He never had to look for me or my brother. But it felt like, well, it didn't feel like it was. The people that he had to watch and people that he had to look out for, he looked out for their careers. You know what I'm saying? Like put them on a pedestal or talked about them or gave them a shot or shopped them around or whatever he did to get them fights. Because obviously I wasn't getting no fights. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, what am I doing here? I spent 28 months straight training hard as I could. I watched Jared Hurd come through the gym and get a championship. I watched Javante Davis come through my gym, get a championship. I watched Robert Easton come to my gym and get a championship. I watched Jamil Herring come to my gym and get a championship. I watched Adrian Bronner come to my gym and get a championship. And last but not least, I watched my own brother get a championship. And like I said, these guys were getting championships. I couldn't even get a fucking fight in my hometown.
What? I mean, do you still know why, or do you still?
I'm knowing why now. I understand now because, like I said, it's boxing, man. And it's if you don't speak out, and most of the reason was my fault because I didn't speak out. I didn't speak out on these issues. Not one time did I come to Coach Burry Hunter or Coach Boogie and be like, man, what the hell is going on? Why am I not fighting? Why y'all not getting me these fights? I just zipped my mouth, kept working. But to any fighter out there that's listening to this now or go listen to this in the future, that's the worst thing you can do. It's put somebody in charge of your career and you don't say nothing. That's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing.
And that's obviously, there's a lot of people boxing. We know the story when, especially when you guys start coming on the scene, fighting all those good fights on ESPN. The story about Anthony. We still hear Anthony.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right.
There you go. There you go. About obviously with the tough upbringing that you and Lamont had, and how Coach Barry was helped you guys along, and it seemed like both you guys were destined. Lamont got there. I mean, you still have that chance of getting there. Obviously you got this fight January 7th. Is this just based on what you told me? You feel, I mean, the first, I mean, and I know you're not looking past whoever that you may be in the ring with on January 7th. If they come to you, if you look good on January 7th, they come to you and say, you know what, you look good, you're ready for, a pretty good opportunity. You feel you need to jump on it?
Yes. This particular fight, for real. And like I said, I keep it 100. I keep it all the way 100 with my fans. I keep it all the way 100 with my family. I keep it all the way 100 with whoever's watching. This fight's pretty much just to get money, to take care of myself, to get these big fights. Because if you can't take care of yourself and your health ain't right, you will not participate at your best in these elite fights. Mm-hmm. So right now, it's pretty much getting a paycheck. Getting a paycheck, sponsorship, letting people see what I can do, and pocket some money so I can take care of myself as far as health. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't have any kids, so that's a big. It's a big advantage for me. That's why I still carry my teenager body around, because less stress. I don't have to check in or deal with no baby mama. I don't have no taxi agency chasing me. I don't have no child support agency chasing me. I don't have any killers, guerrillas, or any type of street beefs or anything. It's just Anthony Peterson living a sane life. And like I said, everything will fall into place for me. I know it will, and I have no doubt about it.
So at 142, I would imagine, 140 would be your campaigning weight, correct?
Or 135, because like I said, okay. I'm 39-1 with 25 knockouts, and I never had a training camp before. And let me reassure you what a training camp is. A training camp is a fighter who is using his ability to the full max, and it's all about him. It's not about no team or ain't about no group. It's all about him, because in that ring, when it's time to fight, it's going to be about you. You mean, and you don't want to take no side seat to nobody. And that's why I'm at right now in my career. Like, I'm not taking no side seat to nobody.
Who is training you now?
Right now, James Baker, Sean Johnson, and my guy Heavy. He is a personal trainer. He watched us grow up. He know my family. And right now, and my assistant personal trainer is Marvin Thomas, which the guy that I was working with in my heydays in, 22, 23 years old, the ESPN fights that you saw, he was the one that was getting me in Lamont in shape the way he was. A guy named is Marvin Thompson. Marvin Thomas, real good guy. And right now, like I said, I'm trying to, feel what's right for me. You know what I mean? What's the best route for me? Who's the best coach for me? And because the dynamics of everything changed because Lamont's back in boxing now. He was my coach. Lamont pretty much showed me the game of this elite way of fighting because Lamont been in there with all killers. If you look at Lamont's last 16 fights, not one of them guys on there. Few of them gonna make the Hall of Fame. All of them was world champions. And Lamont been in there with all those guys. So he know how to teach what he know. And it's a beautiful thing, man, to be able to learn these things from my brother and learn how to handle myself like a grown man, a professional in that boxing ring.
How important is it for you not only to win, but to look impressive, score a knockout, to say, listen up, 140, big dogs, I'm here, 135, big dogs, I'm here, rather than, coast your way through a decision and,
we're not looking for that. We definitely want two knockouts in a row. May 28th, I scored a KO here in DC in front of my hometown. And it's crazy because that's the last time Tank fought. He fought in New York, though. I was in DC. And we both got 6-round KOs that night. And now we're here on the same card together on the 7th of January, 2023 at the DC Capital One Arena. But like I said, it's gonna be a beautiful night. I'm gonna get I'm gonna have a beautiful performance, outstanding knockout, body go to head, however it come. And I'm gonna walk around with my beautiful jacket that I got. Shout out to Muddy District for giving me that jacket. That's the best jacket I ever had in my life. Because it's all me on there. It's all me. All the things that I've done in boxing, the pictures that I love. And I'm gonna be walking around that arena with my jacket and taking pictures with Rick Ross. And because let me reassure you, whoever's listening to this, your favorite celebrity is Rick Ross' favorite celebrity. Understand that.
To quote, and I don't think I've ever quoted Jay-Z in my life. Is this one of those please let me reintroduce myself kind of nights for Anthony Peterson?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, I didn't talk. Now I'm talking. I control my own career. I have full control of my career, of what I say and what I don't do. If a fight that's presented to me, I got to say so if I take it or not. How much I will get paid, everything will come to me. You know what I mean? Because at the time of my career, I didn't have access to all these things. And like I said, fighters, if y'all listening, man, this is something that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? You don't want to have somebody all the way in charge of your career. You need to know where your money at all times. You need to know how much money you got at all times. And you need to know what's going on with your career and what's next for you at all times, because you just don't want to be sitting out looking around and like, who shot John? Because time gonna pass. Next thing you know, you'll be 38 years old like me. You know what I mean? And the sweet thing about my situation is I'm not banged up. I'm not beat up or on the corner singing my shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You know what I mean? I'm right here in the mix. And I feel like I'm in better shape and I look better than most teenagers. Fuck the 20s. We're gonna skip the 20s. We talking teenager like. Every time I take my shirt off, women go crazy. Every time I smile, women go crazy. And this is what they say. You know what I mean? So I feel like right now, I'm commodity. Even if you can't get me those big fights, put me on them posters. Put me in the room and let me show my personality on. You know what I mean? This ain't an accident.
You feel, I mean, obviously the record, if nothing else, your name should get you a big fight, because obviously Anthony Lamont Peterson, your names mean something in the game.
Right. And now, like I said, and another reason why it was hard for me to get fights, because my life is boring. if you just mention the things, I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't go to clubs, I don't go out. And I want to say I'm so sorry to all the women because I don't go out on dates. I don't do flowers and romantic type shit. I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Like females, I know like the females that dealt with me, I don't know how y'all dealt with me, but I don't go on vacations and trips and movies. I don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm in the house studying boxing, studying documentaries, my race, my heritage, where I'm from, and where I'm going. These are the things that I study through and through, and I study human. Huh?
I was gonna say, assume after your career that maybe there'll be time for that, for a little,
Yeah,
romance.
yeah, a little bit of mushu. You know what I mean? But right now it's like, man, I'm so focused on what's the task ahead, and I know and I don't go about it like, man, you got a short window. I don't believe that, because especially where I'm from and what I represent, we get shot going through those windows. So I figure like King Richard said, I take my time. When the time is right, I go through the front door. So
there you have it.
that's what it
What do you
is.
want? What do you want? Usually I do these interviews. They're 10, 12 minutes. They're very generic, whatever. But you actually, you brought it tonight. You actually, you brought, we're approaching 21 minutes on this.
Oh,
So,
damn. Yeah.
so you brought it tonight. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we let you go and see you live at the Capital One Arena, January 7th in Washington, D.C.? I'll be down for the fight, so I look forward to doing a post-fight interview with you as well. So what do you want to tell the fans out there before, you may be scaring opponents away after seeing this interview?
Yeah, but it is what it is. A little bit.
I think we just lost you. We lost you, Anthony. See if we can finish up here. Give you a couple minutes maybe to get back in here. But well, we never got Anthony Peterson back on. We did it, but great interview by Anthony Peterson. Tune in at 15rounds.com. We'll have all the up-to-the-minute results of the fight card this Saturday night live in Washington, D.C., where Gervonta Davis take on Hector Luis Garcia for the WBA lightweight title. Also, got interviews with Vito Melnicki Jr. will be on Abrams Boxing YouTube. Catch the show, Abrams Boxing YouTube. The interview with Anthony Peterson on Abrams Boxing YouTube. So good start to the year. Anthony Peterson really brought an impassioned interview. Look forward to seeing him get back into title contention on Saturday night. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in this week, and we will talk to you next week with all the fallout from Gervonta Davis taking on Hector Luis Garcia. We'll preview a big ESPN show with Effie Ajagwa. Get Stephen Shaw. We'll try to get Shaw on the program. So for everyone, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.